The sun was high and wide, pouring light over the open bush where tall grasses bent and straightened with the wind. Birds hopped from branch to branch, calling to one another as if the day itself were alive and busy. Yet in the middle of that brightness sat a small girl, alone. Her name was Suwa. She sat on a flat stone with her knees pulled to her chest, her feet dusty, her clothes worn thin from many washings in the stream. Suwa was an orphan. Her parents had left the world when she was too young to remember their voices, and the village had slowly learned how to forget her. She was not beaten, not chased away, but she was unseen. And for a child, that was its own kind of wound. So each day, when the sun climbed and the work of others grew loud, Suwa walked into the bush where no one asked her questions and no one sighed when she came near. She sat, listened to the wind, and spoke quietly to herself. On this day, as the grass whispered and insects hummed, Suwa felt something different. The air around her felt fuller, as though it carried a breath not made by the wind. She lifted her head. A woman stood a short distance away. The woman did not step out suddenly. She stood calmly, as if she had always been part of the bush. Her skin was bright and smooth like polished wood, her hair weaved and clean. Her eyes were deep and steady, holding neither anger nor kindness, only attention. In her hand was a slender staff marked with lines that looked older than the earth beneath them. "I have watched you sit here many times," the woman said gently. "You sit like someone waiting to be remembered." Sua's heart jumped, but she did not run. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am Kanu, whom people call a witch," the woman replied without shame. "I walk where forgotten things still speak." Suwa looked at the ground. "People don't sit with me," she said softly, "so I come here." Kanu stepped closer and sat on another stone, the sun lighting her face clearly. "Then today, you will not sit alone." They sat together in silence for a long while. No shadows stretched long, no darkness crept in, only open sky and warmth. Kanu spoke of the bush, of roots that healed, of stones that listened, of strength hidden in quiet places. Suwa listened, her shoulders slowly relaxing, her breathing growing steady. "You are afraid," Kanu said at last, "but not of being alone." Suwa nodded. "They laugh at me, they push me aside, they say I am nothing because I came from nothing." Kanu turned fully toward her. "Do you wish to be small forever?" Suwa swallowed. "No." "Do you wish to stand without shaking when they look at you?" "Yes." "Do you wish to be powerful enough that your heart does not break when they speak?" Suwa hesitated, then nodded again. "Yes." Kanu placed her staff gently on the ground. "I can teach you," she said. "I can give you strength to face your enemies, not to destroy them, but to rise beyond them." Sua's voice was barely above a whisper. "What must I give?" "Only your courage," Kanu replied, "and your willingness to learn." The bush seemed to grow quieter, as if waiting. "I accept," Suwa said. From that day, everything changed. Each morning, under the open sun, Suwa met Kanu in the bush. She learned to stand straight, feet firm on the earth. She learned to breathe deeply and speak her name without shame. Kanu taught her words that strengthened the mind and movements that sharpened the spirit. No fire, no darkness, only discipline, patience, and truth. "Power begins when fear stops ruling you," Kanu told her. Slowly, Sua's eyes changed. They no longer dropped to the ground when others passed. Her voice grew steady. Her steps grew sure. The children who once ignored her now paused when she walked by. Those who mocked her felt something unspoken rise in her presence and chose silence instead. Suwa did not strike them. She did not shout. She simply stood. Confidence wrapped around her like a second skin. Strength lived in her spine. She was no longer the girl who sat waiting to disappear in the bush. One day, as the sun glowed warmly overhead, Suwa turned to Kanu. "Am I powerful now?" Kanu smiled, a real smile, soft and proud. "You were powerful the day you chose not to remain broken." The witch rose and stepped back into the bush, her form blending with the bright land. Suwa stood alone again, but this time she was not lonely. She walked back toward the village with her head high, carrying not magic alone, but the unshakable power of knowing who she was.